I think we are back up and going. I just want to send out a quick apology to everybody. My internet decided to just be like, and so yeah. And start a new stream. I apologize. I can't continue my original stream. However, I can go through with this one. Let me bring up my other phone because my TV is still being a little difficult. And so let's exit out of that one. Let's refresh this page. I don't know why or what happened, and I'm still not connecting. I think I'm connected, but I can't see anything, guys. I'm kind of flying blind here. Oh, okay. Skill is in. All right. Thank you, Skill. I can't see anything. I'm kind of flying blind. I can't, yeah, for whatever reason, I can't get in to my own stream. Oh, there we go. I think, wait a minute. Is this it? No. That's not it. I don't know. Come on. I think this is what I want. But yeah, I'm flying blind here, guys. So I apologize. Delete that one. I don't know why I can't see my own stream, but that's okay. I'm not going to complain about it. We're just going to go in and we're going to continue on. I apologize I can't see your questions if you have them or your comments. But I'm just trying to do the best I can with this as, yeah. I think everything is live. I saw on my phone, Skill put in a message. Come back up here. Okay, yep. It looks like I got my notification on Discord. So yeah, we're live. So let's continue this on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually reset this so that everybody can see it again from the beginning. Because like I said, this is a brand new strategy. Okay, there we go. I'm in. Yay. I'm just putting in. There we go. Okay, we're back up and live. Okay, so let me bring this back to the basics of where we were because I want to run you through this uninterrupted. There is 2 and 4. I need $4 more here. 54 and 45 respectively. All right, there we go. So how the Wise Guys progression works, you start off with $198 here on the inside, the 5 through 9. What will happen then is on your first hit, it's going to pay you a nice little $63. You'll kick in $3. And that will then allow you to press this up, take all the reds. Now I can go from 198 up to 264. What's going to happen? The outsides are going to turn into 60. The insides are going to turn into 72. And that's it. That is $264. On that next hit, it's going to pay you $84. You'll kick in an extra $4. And that will allow you to then increase this up from 264 up to 352. So after that, you're going to now increase. The outsides will go to $80. The insides will go to $96. 75, 85, 95. $96. Easy peasy. Yep, Skills got it. So now I'm at 352. The next hit will pay me $112. Then you can take all this, regress down to 110 on the inside. I will add $50 on the outside. All this comes off. That's all Profitsville. And now you've got yourself, you're in for 160 plus the 100 over here. And literally, I only have that much invested on what's on the table between the place bets and the pass line. $1. Not too shabby. It's a pretty clean, simple system from the shooter standpoint. It is a little bit rougher on the dealers, if you will, just for the simple fact there is a lot of moving parts. Please take care of your dealers if you're going to do this system, especially the first time that they come out and they see this, they're going to be like, what the hell are you doing? I'm going to produce an entire video on this so that everybody can see this cleanly from start to finish with no issues. And I do apologize sincerely on the hiccup of the actual stream today. Like I said, it's something that was out of my control. I could not prevent my internet from going down. So I am very, very sorry about that. I wish I could have not had that hiccup, if you will. But here we are. I did. Shouldn't you play the pass line at 25? You know what? I thought about that. And you can. I'm sorry. If I'm going to go ahead and invest $200 here and I put $100 here, that's still less than what I would have walked in going 330 on the inside. So, yes, you can go a quarter on the pass line. But when I start with 198 on the inside and 100 there, that's 298. I'm still introducing myself to the table for a cheaper amount than I personally normally would. Yeah, more profit for me. You are exactly correct. I could play the pass line at $25 and have more of a profit line. But I like having this out here. That way on the come out roll, if a 7 comes out, I get an extra $100 instead of just going with 25. And if I'm going to risk the money, I'm going to risk the money, especially if I'm the one that's shooting. I don't mind losing the money as much if I'm the one that's shooting instead of having some rando or somebody you don't know come up and roll and go PSO. That's just me personally. That's what I'm comfortable with. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if somebody else is shooting, I'll probably put a quarter there. Just to, yeah, have that. But there's nothing saying you can't do that at a quarter. No, Skill. That is absolutely correct. You can go a quarter on the pass line and then just, yeah, you'll get more of a profit. Because I was in for $1 at that point after that third hit. And if I only play a quarter there, that puts me at a profit of $74 right out of the gate. Does that make sense? Yeah, I realize you're just giving me options, and I appreciate that. But my whole point is, you know, it's like, if I'm going to the casino and I'm initially coming in with a $300 entry onto my pass line plus $25, that's $355. This method allows me to have $198 plus $100. Now, granted, with mine, I'm looking for one hit and moving on, but it's a costly hit. So yeah, I think this method of the Wise Guys progression is a lot simpler from the shooter's aspect or shooter standpoint. And it does add some complications to dealing it, but it's not that bad once you get used to it. So please, by all means, like I said earlier, if you are going to implement this at a casino, you need to talk with your dealers, work with your dealers, and let them understand what you're doing as you're doing it, especially if you are going to be utilizing this Wise Guys progression inside so that they can then pick it up, and the next time you go, and if they recognize you, which they most likely would because this is a system that's kind of a pain in the butt for them at first, they'll remember you. So again, you start off with 198 on the inside. It's 45, 54, 54, 45. That first hit will pay you $63. You'll add $3, making it 60, 72, 72, and 60. We need to make clear that from 352 to 110 inside, they don't have to include the 4 and 10. Correct. You do not have to include that 4 and 10. I would. So on after that hit, we've got 264. It goes 60, 72, 72, and 60. That hit will pay us $84. I'm going to add $4 to that, which will allow me to go 80 on the outsides, 96 on the insides. So I've only added $7 plus the hits that I've gotten. We've got $352 on the table on a $205 risk. Finally, that last hit will pay me $112. I regress to $110 on the inside. That's going to give me a profit of $149 with $110 on the inside. Yeah, you're golden. You're clear. We need to, yeah, I just said that. Now, like Skill was saying, you do not, once you're coming down to the 110, you can leave it right there. Me personally, this is not required in any way, shape, or form. Once I regress to 110, I put a quarter on the 4 and 10 just so that I have the entire table covered when I'm playing. You could leave off the 4 if it's the point. You could leave off the 10 if it's the point. You can remove one of these if it's the point and treat it like a 135 table, which is fine as well. Either way is completely fine. It's basically once you get to regressing to 110, it is up to you where you want to go from that point, because you will be completely out of the hand. And if you do put the quarters on the outside and you have a quarter here, you still have a net profit of $74. At that point, I would be pressing hard. Does that make sense? Did anybody have any questions about that? So I noticed I got Skills in here. I got somebody else I can't see. Yeah. So that's the wise guys progression in a nutshell. Starting off with 198. After 1, 2, 3 hits, you're regressing back down to 110 with a profit of $149. Yeah. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but it's still just running through my head. How simple is that? So again, it's 45, 54, 54, and 45. 54, 54, and then 45's on the outside. That's the start of it. $149. That first hit is going to give us $63. And then I give them $3 on top of that. That's then going to allow me to kick this up to $70 or $60 on the outside. And then on the inside, we'll go up to 72. Not horrible. That next hit will pay you $84. You give them $4 more. And you can either, before adding that $4, this is the first step where you can actually regress. You'll get a net of $238 and a profit of $40. So even if you have a quarter on the pass line here, you're still going to be up $15. There's nothing saying you can't regress right here down to 110 and be in Profitsville. But you can now take it one more step if you want. Outsides will go to 80. The insides will go to 96. And now you've got $352 on the table, plus your pass line. This final step pays you $112. And now I'm going to just simply regress this down to 110 on the inside. And see how much we've got here. All right, so here is 100, 200, 250, $4 coming off of the table, going into your pocket. Oh, sorry, almost forgot. $354. So after that, $354 is going into my bankroll. Remember, I started with $198. So you are definitely up plus this. This is all casino money right here. This is all back in your bankroll. You have a net profit of $149, and you are then able to press to the moon. Again, I personally would go ahead and cover that, the outsides, the 4 and 10, and that way I'm not having to miss any, like if the next roll is a 4 or a 10, I've got it covered. Roll some more, please. Okay, let's roll. Skill wants a roll. Let me get this going. Skill's like, you're boring. I want to see some rolls. Quit your yapping. Gotcha. There's $200. All right, the insides will be 54. I'm going to get $2 and change. The outsides will be 45. Put that back. Set this off to the side. I'm going to grab some quarters to put $25, like Skill said, onto my pass line. And now let's roll. Let's see how this works live. Come out roll is a 5 roll. We're looking for an inside number, and there is one hard 8. That hard 8 is going to pay us $3. All right, I need to grab some change from my bankroll because I didn't have any. I give them dollars, right? So make some 5s here just to break it down. Our next press, we will then go to $60 side. And then on the inside, go up to $72. Awesome. So now we currently have $264 on the table. And we are going to try to hit one of those inside numbers again. There is a 1, 2, 3. Okay. No sweat. We'll just keep pressing on. Again, just looking for an inside number. $684. Right? I'm going to give them $4 more. And then just make up some change here. Now, the outsides will jump up to $80. And the insides are going to go up to 96. Perfect. Got it. Now we'll look for our next roll. And we will hopefully be able to get out of it after an inside hit. Here's our next roll. A 639er. That pays us $112. And like that, we are out of the hand. And yes, I personally, you do not have to, I personally will go ahead and just take the last two numbers that I'm missing And now I'm set. I've got 100, 250, $304. $354. Not too shabby. I'll take it. Now you can essentially go into whatever system you are comfortable with into maximizing your profits. I'm in the roll for $1. I'm okay with it. I love it. Hopefully, this can turn into something that you guys might utilize your next trip out to the casino. Depending on how much you walk in on a bankroll. I strongly urge coming in with $2,000 just because you don't know how those first 9 rolls will go. It's always that 10th roll, right? And that pays us 35. I will go ahead and bump that up to 60. I'm just going to full press it. Yes, Bob knows how to full press. Skill. Next roll, we get a 628. That is going to pay me 35. I'm going to go ahead and take that because I do have a little extra change. I'm going to take it up to 90. Grab a couple more green and red chips. I'm glad that was a good explanation. I really went through it in my head last night, trying to make sure that I understood what I was talking about. Next roll, we have a 6-5 yo. Doesn't help or hurt. We'll just take it and keep moving on. Another nice thing that I haven't even mentioned, Skill, is that I was thinking about it. You could absolutely utilize this on a crapless table. It doesn't have to just be on a craps table. Just because we're focusing all of our rolls or all of our concentration to the center of it. There's a 10. See, that's already paid off. So I'll drop them a $1 VIG. It'll pay me 50. I'll put 75 on. We're still in Profitsville. So this will be something that I'm going to try both on the craps and crapless table. It honestly should not matter either way you look at it. All right, $60 is going to pay me 84. I'm going to drop them $1, give me 85, and I will take this up to 100. I'm not going to do full press this time. Just get it up to that 100. And we'll roll. Uh-oh, what'd you say here, Skill? Yes, sir. Gotcha. Thank you. So, yeah, I definitely want to try this both on a craps and a crapless table. Granted, I currently am rolling it on a crapless table. But, yeah. Why am I adding 100 to that immediately? Well, I look at it this way. Most of your rolls are going to go about on an average of 6 to 7. I'm just, A, goofing around at home. So it's not like I'm losing any money. But B, I want to utilize, see, right there. That 9 has been on fire. That pays me $280. I'll kick it up to 3 and take the $180. Why not? If the dice are saying, hey, I'm giving you all the 9s you want, press it. Just press it. Take advantage of it. And I'm still doing some collection off of it. And remember, this is all the casino's money, so I'm not liable for any of it. There you are. Okay, so now, after one roll, let's take a look at where my bankroll is. So there is $2, 25, 50, 75, 105. There's 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 19. There's my initial buy-in. So I've got $307 profit off of that one roll. 307. Not too shabby. I like it. We're going to go ahead and end the stream here today. I know we got interrupted, and I do apologize sincerely. I will be making a full episode about this, a video. It will come out this coming Friday. I want to make sure that you all are aware of that. This Friday, I'm going to do an actual video for this and bring it out to the masses. Guys, You're setting an overpressing example. Yeah, I know. I'm setting an overpressing example, but thank you. I apologize for how this kind of fell apart on me. Issues. What can I do about it? It looks like we have a few more people who jumped in. I'm going to give you all one more rundown just because of the new folks that are coming in. This is a system or a strategy. We are calling it the Wise Guys Progression. Wise Guys Progression. You'll need to come in with a $2,000 bankroll. This is actually intended for a $25 table, and you're starting off with $198 on the inside. You only wind up adding $7, and after after the third hit, you can regress back down to 110, have a profit of 149, go home. Not bad. The nice thing about this system is that it also allows you to regress after the second hit. So you can either regress at the end of the first, or after the second hit, or the third hit, just depending on what you are comfortable with. How does it start? It starts off with 45 on the 5 and 9, 54 on the 6 and 8. Simple. That's $198. Let's do a quick roll. First roll, we get a 314, so that sets our point. I'm not going to add anything to my pass line odds because I want to put all of my focus on what is on the table currently. Now we're going to look to see if we can't hit some inside numbers. We have a 1, 2, 3. So we'll just let that go. Next roll, we have a 5, 1, 6. Okay. Now this is going to pay us $63. There's 50, 60, and 3. So after that first hit, I'm going to toss in $3. Now that we've got that, we're going to press it. The outsides are going to be $60 each. The insides are now going to go to $72 each. Not bad. Nice little jump. So we went from having 198 on the table to now having 264 on the table, and all I did was add $3 plus the casino's money. There is a 516. That 6 is now going to pay us $84. Make the change up a little bit on those whites. And now what we can do is we can increase it again where the outsides will be $80. The insides are going to move up to $96. There is 75, 85, 95. Oh, I missed a. There we go. All right. That takes us up to $96. There you are. Now we roll again. I'm still fumbling with the money. I apologize, guys. I'm trying to get it nice and clean. We're looking for one more inside hit. What happens when you say that? No, we made it out. Okay, a 6-2 easy 8. This last hit will pay us $112. We can now regress down to 110 on the inside, and you have a $149 profit here. I am going to extend my 4 and 10. You do not have to do that. I am clear out of the system now, and I'm in this roll for $1. Well, actually, I have a net profit of $49. We'll now set up for our roll, and you can move basically into any system from here. I'm going to start power pressing because I've got that extra money from profit from the casino. Pays 50, make it 75. Easy peasy. I want to get those high profits now that I'm out of the hand. Next roll, there's a 7. Okay. I still made a profit and got out of the hand without losing any money. So where are we at after